So we talked about this yesterday, but today's a new day, so let's talk about it again. So the beginning of my addiction started with just as a teenager. I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, so it was like we were going to raves, doing ecstasy and Molly and coke. Nothing crazy, just having a good time being a teenager, experimenting. And then in 2002, 2003, I was introduced to OxyContin. I was 17, and that's when my addiction completely spiraled out of control. And as the years progressed, my addiction just progressed. Our government got really strict on OxyContin. The prices for pills completely skyrocketed. And most of us who were doing oxys, snorting oxys, smoking them, ended up having to switch to IV drugs because it was too hard to get oxys. So that's when I switched to Dilaudid, Hydromorphs, IV fentanyl patches, which progressed to fentanyl patches itself. And then it progressed even more, which it always does. And then by 2016, I was so hooked on IV cocaine that I just gave my parents my kids and I left. I was not capable of being a parent. I was not capable of being a productive human being. I wanted to go get high, and my disease completely took my humanity, my maternal instinct, and I did not want to do anything besides get high. So I was shooting IV, I was shooting coke for years, and then it gets to the point where you can't shoot anymore because you're completely covered in abscesses and scars, and it's impossible after 10 years of that. So somebody was like, well, why don't you just smoke crack? It's the same thing. And I was like, okay, well, I don't really like crack. I never really liked it, but okay. So I switched to crack, and then that shit took my soul even worse. So at the end of my run, it was crack cocaine and fentanyl. I couldn't do one without the other, so I was overdosing every other day. I was involved in horrible crime and just doing really stupid, crazy shit. And that's when it ended. And that's when I decided either I'm gonna die and I'm gonna end up an obituary card along with the rest of my friends, or I'm going to fight for my life and get out. And I did. And here we are, 4 years clean.